This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. And now also available on the AB4WS radio show YouTube channel. The ARRL Summer Field Day is on June 28th and 29th. For those not familiar with Field Day, it's the most popular on-air event held annually in the United States and Canada. On the fourth full weekend in June, more than 31,000 amateur radio operators gather with their clubs, groups, or simply with friends, and usually operate from remote locations. The objective is to set up a remote portable station, oftentimes with emergency power, in a group and try to work as many stations as possible on the 160, 80, 40, 20, 15, 10 meter HF bands, as well as 6 meters in VHF, UHF simplex. In voice communications on AM, FM, and sideband are using Morse code or digital modes, which support the exchange, which is the number of transmitters being used simultaneously, class and ARRL section. If you're interested in ham radio, whether you're a ham or not, come on out to one of these field day locations. This will be an experience that you will never forget. Most of these clubs set up a GOTA or Get on the Air station as part of their activities, which is managed by a seasoned licensed amateur radio operator who acts as a control operator, allowing those who are not licensed to get on the air and make contact, or perhaps a newly licensed operator who has never had any experience on HF operations, or even a long-time ham who's been away from the hobby for a while. With the control operator's help, you easily get on the air and find out what all the excitement with this radio hobby is all about. The Okayan Amateur Radio Society will set up at Mitchell Memorial Forest with their 5-station event on Friday at 2 p.m. For more information or to volunteer to help, contact Field Day Chairman Eric, N8YC at N8YC123@gmail.com. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will be operating Field Day from the Lincoln Ridge Park, 420 Independence Station Road in Independence, Kentucky. The Midland Trail Radio Club will hold Field Day at the Legacy Grove, 1107 West Lexington Avenue in Winchester, Kentucky. The Mason County Amateur Radio Society will hold the Field Day at the Cummins Nature Preserve, 3049 Pickett Lane in Maysville, Kentucky. They invite everyone to come out. Talking on the 147.470 repeater with a PL tone of 102.7. The Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association has been working hard to get ready for Field Day, and they'll be operating from the Rocky Hollow Park Recreation Center. For more information, see Mike, KY6MM. The Bluegrass Amateur Radio Society will be setting up Field Day at 3551 Briar Hill Road in Lexington, Kentucky. The Harrison County Amateur Radio Club, K4HSN, will be set up at Flats Run Veterans Park for Field Day. To find other Field Day sites, use the Ham Radio Field Day locator on the ARRL.org/field-day website. The Okayan Amateur Radio Society is looking to try something a little different for their August meeting. After receiving interest from many of the members for our project night, they're going to try this concept out at the August meeting. At this time, it is planned to be an in-person meeting only with no Zoom. And instead of a formal presentation and business meeting, they're going to have open time for members to help each other out based upon the theme. One theme that has been suggested is Radio Programming Night, where you would bring your radio, cables, and computer and help each other program their radios. They're also looking for themes that do not require a designated leader or require making arrangements for specialized materials. If you have a suggestion for a theme or comments or feedback, contact Ryan, AC8UJ. This sounds like a very interesting idea that I'll bet other clubs are going to follow. Barry Butcher, KG4AOH of River, Kentucky, has become a silent key. He was one of the founding members of the KY4ARC Club in Paintsville, Kentucky. Also, Kenny Blackburn, KY4RKB of Pikeville, Kentucky, has become a silent key. Our thoughts and prayers to their family and friends. Congratulations to Ken Shepard, KR4BMB, who passed his general exam at the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club testing session. Congratulations, Ken. Now get studying for that extra. The Monix Group will be meeting on June 21st at 6 p.m. at the Holscher Park at the Greater Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport. There will be a Kentucky Parks on the Air meetup on June 21st at 1630 hours UTC at the Taylorsville Lake State Park Picnic Shelter, US 1271. Talk in, and of course Park to Park on 146-520. The 13 Colonies special event will run from July 1st at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to midnight Eastern Time on July 7th. Now in its 17th year, the event has grown from approximately 12,000 contacts in 2009 to last year a total of 292,496 contacts. The special event consists of one station operating in each of the 13 colonies, K2A to K2M, with 3 bonus stations, WM3PEN in Philadelphia, GB13COL in England, and TM13COL in France, each representing their city, state, or country's role in the Americas colonial period. Ham radio operators and shortwave listeners can participate in the event. Complete information about the call for each colony station and the bonus stations can be found on the website of 13colonies.us. Stations only need to make one contact with one of the participating stations, or they can go for a clean sweep and work all 13 colony stations and the 3 bonus stations. Each station offers a special QSL card for the event, as well as a unique certificate for each year of the event. July 14th is the new Queen City Triathlon, Duathlon, and Aqua Bike in downtown Cincinnati, and Brian Hoffman, KC8EGV, is looking for amateur radio operators to assist with communications for this neat event. If you're interested, please email him at hoffgroup@gmail.com. Paddle Fest will be held on the weekend of August 2nd, and looking for some amateur radio volunteers to assist with managing and deploying FRS radios to be used during this year's event. If you'd like to help out and volunteer, please contact Rick Halderman, KD4PYR, at KD4PYR@fuse.net.
Repeater news.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I've listed repeaters that are active in the area, separated by tabs for each band or mode, so you can easily look for just DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications. Every time I update the file, I include the date and the file name so that you know you have the latest update. To download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the file. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com and I can email you the latest file. If you see any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email that information to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Hamfest.
July 19th is the Williams County Amateur Radio Association Hamfest at the Williams County Fairgrounds, 619 East Main Street in Montpelier, Ohio. July 19th is Norfest at the Lorain Community College Spitzer Conference Center, 1005 North Abbey Road in Elyria, Ohio. July 20th is the Van Wert Hamfest at the Van Wert County Fairground, 1055 South Washington Street in Van Wert, Ohio. August 2nd is the Columbus Hamfest at the Elyden Shrine Center, 1801 Gateway Circle in Grove City, Ohio. For more information, go to columbushamfest.com. August 9th is the Cincinnati Hamfest, sponsored by the Milford Amateur Radio Club at the Claremont County Fairgrounds in Owensville, Ohio. This year, they will have overnight parking for campers and RVs with electric and water hookups. Go to cincinnatihamfest.org for more information. On August 9th is the Letcher County Amateur Radio Club Hamfest at the Mountain Shrine Club, 95 Maryland Drive in Whitesburg, Kentucky, from 8 a.m. to noon. They're already amassing a nice stash of door prizes from some great name brand sponsors. For more information, contact Roland Brown, AF4Y at AF4Y@REBROWN.org. August 16th is the Portsmouth Radio Club 2025 Hamfest at the New Boston Village Community Center, 3980 Rhodes Avenue in New Boston, Ohio. On August 17th is the Warren Hamfest at the Trumbull County Fairgrounds, Commercial Building, 899 Everett Cortland Hall Road, Cortland, Ohio. For more information, go to w8vtd.com/hamfest. On Saturday, September 6th is the Greater Louisville Hamfest 2025 at the Parquet Springs Conference Center, 395 Parquet Springs Drive in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. This year will be free admission for anyone under 16 years of age. Also, scouts and scout leaders in uniform can get free admission as well. Exciting forums on POTA, digital networking, and the ARRL. Major prizes include a Yaesu FT891 and an MFJ 1536 tri-band pulsar antenna, as well as many others. QLF contest is back again this year, and they'll be awarding the Kentucky Amateur of the Year Award. For more information or to purchase your ticket, go to LouisvilleHamfest.com.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On June 25th at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio exam session at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. Pre-register by going to hamstudy.org/sessions. On June 25th at 6 p.m., the Dial Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 3806 Manchester Road in Middletown, Ohio. To pre-register, go to hamstudy.org/sessions. On July 12th, the Westchester Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at 10 a.m. at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. For more information and to register, go to hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. On July 21st at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by going to hamstudy.org/sessions/NKY-VE. On August 14th at DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logan's Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH@ARRL.net or check in on the K8GE.net website. On October the 9th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logan's Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH@ARRL.net or on the K8GE.net website. On December 11th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logan's Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH@ARRL.net or on the K8GE.net website. Special thanks to this week's content contributors: KY6MM, AC8MA, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area, this is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.